Welcome to Daily Steps from One Extraordinary Marriage, where we outline simple steps that you can take to have the ultimate marriage adventure. I'm Tony DeLorenzo, your co-host, along with my beautiful wife, Elisa. In this show, we address the question, how do we maintain our sexual intimacy when medication is robbing one of us of our desire?
First, I want to thank you for recognizing that this is a common side effect of a lot of medications, right? You know, it usually gets buried somewhere in all of the drug paperwork that low libido or loss of libido can be a side effect. And most doctors, I don't think, are saying, hey, you know, while you're taking this medication for depression or anxiety or blood pressure or whatever, this may also happen. It doesn't come up. Right? But we're on these medications or we've got these illnesses and they're being treated for it. And all of a sudden we're like, where the heck did my desire go? Many people don't know that this is a side effect. Right. To a lot of medications. Mm-hmm. Or if something starts to happen and you're afraid to bring it up to your doctor because, again, low libido is just, for whatever reason, it's something that we as a society are not comfortable talking about. We think everybody should have high libido. And so if we're not, then there's something wrong with us. And in this case, if it's your medications that are affecting it, then your doctor needs to know, right? And
because you may be chasing after low libido, trying to do everything from a nutritional standpoint, maybe from a holistic standpoint, acupuncture, chiropractor, whatever you may be doing, and yet something that you may be taking or have been taking for months, years, just started taking or using, has had that effect on you.
Absolutely. And so just as an aside, Tony and I are not doctors. Correct. So we're not telling you to stop taking your medications if it's causing low libido. Continue to take them. Have the conversations with your doctor around this, please.
And medical professionals.
And all your medical professionals. Do not stop taking your medications just because you listen to the show. What you can do, though, is start to have the conversations in your marriage about what's going on.
That's key. Like relaying to your spouse that you're starting or have been having a low desire. That is a huge help for your spouse to know, because instead of them having to guess what's going on, they are now aware.
Right, because the two of you are a team. You're partners here. You're working together, and it's not the loss of libido that's the problem. It's the illness that's causing you to take the medication, right? So you have to be on the same page. You have to be working together. And what I loved about this question is that there was a desire in the question to maintain the sexual intimacy. So on a brain level, right, this couple desires to maintain their sexual intimacy in spite of this, right? And that expression in a marriage is one of the most powerful things that the two of you can give each other. I know I want to be intimate with you. I know it's important. And these are conversations and these are words that you can use with your spouse. I know all of this in my head. Unfortunately, the fluttery, the like, let's get it on, is not happening right now, because sometimes it's enough for your spouse to hear the words, I know this is good for us. My body is not cooperating. When the libido drops, sometimes that expression of desire doesn't even exist. And that's when your spouse starts to wonder, what the heck's going on here? And the other part of this is to be intentional as you're going through this season. Be intentional about creating opportunities for the two of you to connect, to express those feelings of desire, even if your body isn't cooperating. Right? There are lots of reasons why your body may not be cooperating because of the medication, but to get into that place where you're like, you know what, let's just cuddle on the couch, right? Let's do what we can do. Maybe it doesn't lead to sex because of what the medications are doing and how it's changed, maybe lubrication or the ability to have an erection or whatever it is, but to still say, you know what, we're going to be sexually intimate in the way that we can right now. But again, that goes back to the conversations that the two of you are having. That idea of being sexually intimate without sex looks different to every single one of you listening to the show. And what works for Tony and I may not work for the two of you. So you've got to find out what's going to work for us in this season. You've got to be willing to step out in the midst of dealing with medications, of dealing with illness, to say, what can we do? What positions can we try? I was talking to a woman the other day that, had, due to some female situations, she has to be in one particular position to be able to enjoy sex with her legs straight out, right? Like, I'm like, okay, that's cool. And I said, how wonderful that your husband knows that. Right? It's that communication between couples that allows the two of you to maintain that sexual intimacy, that allows the two of you to say, I'm going to overrule the lack of feelings, right? This is where we start getting your head in the game when it comes to your sexual intimacy. Because so many times we wait for the feelings. And if medications rob us of the feelings, we're like, well, we got nothing. Got nothing. This is where you say, you know what? I understand head knowledge that the connection between me and my spouse is more important than whether or not I've got the flutterings in my heart when they walk into the room. And so because I know that it's important, I'm going to put myself in a position where I can be intimate with them, whether that's, kissing, whether that's hugging, whether that's sleeping naked, whether that is having sex, whatever it is. But the two of you have to make a decision that you're going to have conversations around medication, and you're going to have conversations about how in this season of dealing with medical issues, the two of you are going to continue to make sexual intimacy a priority.
Do you want your questions answered? Send an email to dailysteps@oneextraordinarymarriage.com and put in the subject line, Daily Steps Question. For more information on this topic, check out oneextraordinarymarriage.com/062.